Hey guys, we are live. Let me go ahead and just check my Facebook group to make sure that we are live there as well. We are live. Let me go ahead and just check. Welcome. It's Monday. Monday is our free Monday training. Today we're going to be talking about how financial professionals are using AI technology to generate six figures. And I have a special guest with me. I'm just checking my volume to make sure that we're good and everything is good. Okay, good, good. Hey, Dolores. Dolores, I love how you're always here and faithful. I love how you show up. Love it, love it, love it. Come on in. Give me a one in the chat just to make sure that you can hear me and everything is good. Give me a one in the chat to make sure that you can hear me. As I said, we are talking about how financial professionals are using the power of AI technology to generate six figure. Welcome to our Monday training. If this is your first time catching me live, it's your girl, Sherry Summer Bell. I'm super excited to be in this space where I help women build the credibility in the community and, of course, their cash flow, baby. And we have a special guest. If you're using Chat GTP, if you're using Copy AI, if you're using any of those video photos, this is where you need to be tonight. Tag your business bestie because we're about to drop some nuggets and we don't want them to miss out. Before we get any further, let me go ahead and say it's been a rough week with the passing of my amazing friend. One of my best friends passed away last Monday, so it's been a week. And I just want to thank y'all for the community, for the love that y'all have shown me, your kind words, your text message. All of that did not go unnoticed. And I'm just so grateful for this tribe, which we're going to talk about again today. These tribe, this community who supported me in this amazing situation. I mean, I would not wish this on anybody's life. Okay. Just quick side note, we have Master Your Message start tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. is a free training teaching you how your content can attract clients. So make sure you sign up for that. Easily just put message in the chat. But enough of the house rules. Got that part out the way. And last, make sure you sign up for Unleash Your Inner CEO. We have that going down in Orlando, Florida, July 15th, 2023. I'm excited because listen, y'all, we're almost sold out. So we ain't playing no games in this space, okay? Almost sold out for Unleash Your Inner CEO. So if you haven't already, make sure you grab your tickets. All right. So let me get into it. I wanted to have the conversation around this new technology. And the reason I wanted to have this conversation is because in the space that I'm in, which is a financial space, we are often slow to embrace technology and we are hesitant to embrace it because it's unknown. And knowing that it was hesitant to embrace technology, if you're not using technology, you're working too hard. And if I said that I help you build your credibility, your community, your cash flow, I'm big on helping my clients writing life insurance policy. I'm help in coaching life insurance agents and all that stuff. And for me to be able to do that and be a mom and be a wife, I have to have technology and system in my life so it can alleviate some of the extra stuff that we have. I love when people tell me that they're entrepreneur, but I hate when people tell me they're missing out on opportunity with their family because they have to work harder on writing a content or they have to work hard on marketing their business and when they get a client, the onboarding process. So I brought in an expert. I brought in an expert in our financial industry that is using Chat GTP, who's already a six-figure earner. And I wanted to bring her in and let her tell you how she's using the power of technology. Hey, Tanya, she said, so thank you so much for your condolences, Tanya. I wanted to bring in an expert who's going to be talking about this. She's going to give us a sneak peek. But if you want to hear more when she comes in, make sure you grab your ticket to Unleash Your Inner CEO. Just go to unleashyourinnerceo.com. And because it's going to go down, baby. And we just want you to be in the house. So without further ado, let me bring in the beautiful, the taxpreneur, Miss Kimberly Fowler. Kimberly, come on in here.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Oh, sorry about that.
That's okay. I'm excited to have you in here. I'm super excited because Kimberly, I don't know if you know this, but you were the first person that kind of introduced me to Chat GTP, and it was from one of your posts. It was from one of your posts. So if Kimberly, I mean, I'm hearing it there, here and there, but then Kimberly posts something about it, about using AI, and I'm like, oh, okay, I keep seeing this thing, and now Kimberly seeing it. So let me find out how this thing works. So it was from a social media post that got me interested. Right, marketing your message that got me interested, and then after I got interested from your post, I said, let me go find out for myself what that is all about, and that's how I was able to be able to use chat GTP. So thank you for that. But Kimberly, I know who you are, and the ladies in my Joyful Tribe knows who you are, because Kimberly is part of our Joyful Tribe Builder community. She's also one of my clients and a speaker at Unleash Your Inner CEO. But can you tell the people in the streets, the online streets, who is Kimberly Fowler?
All right, all right. So yes, my name is Kimberly Fowler, and I am a tax professional myself who teaches other tax professionals how to start, run, and grow their own tax business. And I also teach experienced tax professionals how to build their own business and get more sales in their business within 90 days using what Sherry has taught me, called our profitable tax problem solving framework. I've been a tax professional for over 20 years. I've trained thousands of tax professionals and over 500 independent tax professionals. So, and
Wow.
I am an early adapter of AI technology, and
I love it. And that's the goal. Anyone who's an early adapter and stick with the thing always benefit from it. Now, let me ask you a question. Why taxes? Like what you said, profitable tax framework. What does that look like? What does that mean?
So what it is what I've noticed is that service businesses or tax business owners, I'll just say that since that's my particular niche at the moment, from 0 to 6 figures, they kind of focus on, they have a skill, right? Most
Mhm.
finance professional service-based businesses have a skill and they build a business around just that skill. But they don't realize that actually having a strategy around the
Mhm.
skill, meaning building the business, like having the skill is one thing that's great, but you have to build a business, and that's completely separate. And part of building a business is having a strategy and understanding a problem that you solve for a particular type of customer. So I came up with the profitable tax problem solving framework to help newer tax professionals, especially those who are trying to get to 6 figures, understand who and why who they're serving, as a tax professional, why they're serving them, and the problem that they solve, and how to cater their services to the problems that they solve as tax professionals.
I love that. So it sounds to me that you're saying that you, as a tax professional, you find the industry that they're an expert in. You honed in on that skills, and
Mhm.
then you show them how to create value and, of course, revenue from that skills. Because I think something that you said that was clear. Like sometimes people have gifts and don't realize like it's a gift. Just like you have a framework, you have a way of doing something every day, but you don't know it's a framework. Or you just get up and do it because it becomes so natural to you. So just like you're saying that you show them, you identify what that skill is, what that framework is, and then show them how to leverage that and use that. I love that. Love, love, love. So you said that you've trained a tax professional. How did you even come around when it comes to AI and chat GTP? The reason I want to get into that, but before you do, the reason why I'm so big on this, Kimberly, is because I believe the financial industry, whether it's taxes, whether it's insurance, I think there's a disconnect. And the reason why I said there's a disconnect there, if you're getting into these industry right now, what happened is the position that we market and tell people is, oh, get in this industry. There's a whole bunch of money, which it is because it's $1 billion industry, the
Right.
insurance business and the financial business, period, right? Insurance is the number $1 billion financial business, and then real estate is second, and taxes and so on and so forth. But when they get in, they're thinking it's just going to take off like that.
Right.
And what I find out is, and you tell me, you may have a different opinion, but what I find out is they get into this industry thinking it's there tomorrow, is going to make a whole bunch of money. And what happened is, if they're not writing a policy, then they don't get paid. So therefore, they feel neglected. They feel like the upline is not helping them. They feel like they're behind. So what I try to do, Kimberly, is in anything when we're talking about multiple streams of income, is coming in with expectation of building your tribe first, which is what you and I are big on when it comes to Joyful Tribe. What's your feedback? And the reason why I say that is because now when you're able to build your tribe, you're not just selling a life insurance policy that would save someone's life, but you're also having other ways of leveraging that tribe to have consistent income coming in while you're waiting on your next commission to come in. Can we talk on that a little bit before we get into that chat GTP? Because leveraging that going to take the technology, AI technology to do that anyways. Can we speak on that? New people entering into this industry and they have this illusion without a plan, like you just said, profit plan framework.
Mhm.
How do we navigate that process?
So what we have to do is educate our, help people to, even with, it's our responsibility as, influencers, content creators, or service-based businesses or leaders, whatever we want to define ourselves as or identify as. It's our responsibility to not just say, okay, a lot of people like to what you said, a lot of people get in and say, oh, it's a lot of money because that's what's being portrayed. Like the fancy cars, the nice clothes, the nice purses. It's like, oh, this is what I want. So the illusion is that if I do this, I'm going to automatically have this. But what we don't talk about is the strategy, the struggles, well, the questions that we have to ask, the people that we have to know, the mentors that we have to, bring on, the coaching that we need to get started to get there. And what happened was a lot of people get discouraged in the process and probably, stop the business because they don't know these things and they don't know the questions to ask or they don't know the proper procedures. I noticed that with Chat GPT and artificial intelligence, this shortens the learning curve like so by so many different and one of the things that I'm going to talk about on at the event is the six pillars, the pillars of starting a six-figure business and how you can utilize Chat GPT to ask the right prompts to build your six-figure life insurance business, your six-figure tax business, because it's all a blueprint. Business is business is business. So
Yes.
you have to know the questions to ask to get to where you want to be, to get to that fancy lifestyle. But the first thing we have to do is understand the business part of it.
Oh, I love that. What's your definition when you said understanding the business part of it? What do you mean? Give me an example.
We just got to have the foundation, the strategy. In order for a six-figure business to survive or six-figure and beyond, it has
Mhm.
to have a foundation. It can't just be I'm working off of a skill myself. That's why you said those multiple streams of income. And it's leveraging other people. Technology, Chat GPT, OpenAI is actually, you can actually train that to be your other person
Mm.
in your business.
Ooh, hold up. Did y'all hear that? Hold up. Hold up. Did y'all hear that? Kimberly, what you're saying without saying, because I hear things, I think I'm blessed with hearing
Mhm.
what people are not saying. And I think you know that from class. I hear things that people somebody say that's dope. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. So I hear things with and listen, we want to talk about your industry too as well. So go ahead and in the chat, tell us who you are, tell us what you do, because we want to be able to Denise said that's dope. I love it. Go ahead and tell us who you are. Tell us what you do. Tell us what industry you're in. Kimberly's in taxes. I'm in insurance. So we're in the financial space. Go ahead and tell us. And Kimberly will also be at Unleash Your Inner CEO conference as well. And if you're just joining us, we're talking about how financial professionals are using AI technology to generate six figures. That's what we're talking about right now. And whatever business, if you're tuning in on Facebook, if you're tuning in from YouTube, wherever you're on my business page, go ahead right now. Tell us who you are, what you do, what industry you're in, so we can make sure that we answer some questions from your specific industry. All right. So one of I have this saying that I'm allergic to excuses, right? I get things done. Like this week was super hard for me, and y'all know I've never canceled class, and I had to even cancel class this week, and I had class going on. I have a master your message class. There's so much stuff, project planning for the conference, and what I feel, Kimberly, sometimes, and it's not everyone, because the high achievers are action takers, high achievers, they're completely different. We move with a different mindset and different belief system. I had a conversation with somebody the other day, just the way of thinking, because back in the days when we first got social media, it was, I don't know what to write. Remember? It
Mhm.
was, I don't know what to write. Then
Mhm.
it was, I don't know what to post.
Mhm.
So first, social media give us a free airways to market our business like a commercial, because we didn't have money for TV, right? So we didn't have money for TV, so we couldn't afford commercials on TV, right? That was too big for us. Then social media come in, and we really not using TV commercials anymore, because my son has to write something for school, and I'm thinking he's going to write a song about somebody I know, or somebody from YouTube that he wrote about. So that's who they're looking up to now. So then we said, okay, we don't have the money for commercials to do our advertiser business, because commercial money's ads are too expensive. So here comes Facebook. Then we say, so Facebook said, okay, you can do this for free. Then Facebook came, and when Facebook came, they said, oh, thank you, Facebook, but I don't know what content to write. Okay, and I don't know what image to put out. So every day, the world keep eliminating. Let me say, God keep eliminating any excuses that we have in building our tribe, building our credibility, and building our community and our cash flow. And the more you see, I'm getting frustrated, right? I'm allergic to excuses, because AI, from what I'm hearing you say, is it helps you with the content that you're going to write, and
Mhm.
it actually can be your virtual assistant for you. So every excuse you're going to come up with of why you're not able to hit your six figures, of why you're not able to show up, it seemed like to me, tell me if I'm wrong, but it seemed like your excuses are always getting eliminated by a new technology that's coming out.
Yeah.
What's your feedback on that? Because you
Well,
got me started.
yeah, that's a good one. I completely agree with you on that. But what I want to speak to that. And what I've noticed is that some people don't know what they don't know. They genuinely have an interest in building their business, but they don't know where to start. The great thing about ChatGPT and OpenAI is it's a conversational robot. It's a natural language process, meaning it understands your human language. So if you don't understand something, just like you said, there's no more excuses. All you have to do is type into ChatGPT, how do I build my blah, 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 blah business for blah, 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 which is whomever you serve. And it will literally spit you out within 5 seconds a step by step blueprint on what you need to do in your business. And if you want an activity schedule, like what days do I need to post? What are the pain points of this particular audience? What type of services do I need to offer? Like it will give you a schedule, it will give you everything that you need. So there are no more excuses. So if you need to know something, just ask the question.
So it sound to me, whew, this is so good, y'all. Y'all, are y'all learning anything so far? Give me a yes in the chat if you're learning anything. If you're just joining us, we're talking about how financial professionals are using AI technology to generate six figures. We have the taxpreneur, the amazing Kimberly Fowler. Kimberly is also one of my clients, and she's also a speaker at the Unleash Your Inner CEO. We're going to go over that. She's going to show you the 6 secret steps to using AI. And we're going to reveal all that at the event. So if you haven't got your tickets, I saw some speakers in the comments. I saw Miss Tanya is here, Catherine Latoya, Grant Austin, the Queen Treasure. She'll also be at the event. I'm super excited. I don't know I really don't know why y'all ain't got y'all tickets yet. But but let's get back to this. Okay. So do you think, okay, I have 2 questions, but I don't know how to navigate those questions. The first question is, we talk about that AI technology, social media is eliminated because you're able to reach people you would never be able to reach. Because it was, first of all, I could only talk about real estate in my local area. I could only talk about, because I've real estate or wherever, I could only reach the people insurance in my local area. So you had a brick and mortar, because that's all you could reach. Boom, then comes social media. So social media now have you extended beyond your local area, right? I always said God called you for global. He didn't call you for just local, right? That's my wording. Hashtag me. So with that being said, now you're able to expand beyond your local area and meet people to do your purpose. But then you're like, okay, but I'm on social media, but how do I write to them? How do I speak to their language? And you're saying to me that this AI technology now gives you the ability to, based on asking better questions, right? That's what we're going to get into. It will, because I think the challenge with Chat GTP is not knowing what to ask. Put a me in the chat if that's what you struggle with when you're using this technology. You know how to use the technology, but sometimes asking the right questions is what you need help with. Put a me in the chat just to make sure that we're not alone. Right? Be honest.
Mhm.
um, so put a me in the chat so you can tell us what if that's am I the only one that struggle with that area. So Kimberly, so our excuses are eliminated. So we're not even talking to the people who are constantly making excuses of saying, I don't know how to meet people and tell them what I do, because the airways has showed us that you can, and even tell you how to do it.
Mhm.
How do you get better? And I know you're going to go in detail at the conference, but how do you get better at asking better questions? How do you get, but before you answer that, y'all, I think my purpose in life is always to one thing I think I do really well is teaching people. And you tell me, Kimberly, because you're inside of my group, inside of Joyful Tribe, is teaching people how to think at a higher level.
Mhm.
So before we get into ask better questions, would you say it's necessary to learn how to think at a higher value than where we're thinking, so we can now articulate and communicate at a better level?
Yes.
What would you say about that?
Yes, I would definitely co-sign with you on that. Now the thing, and back to what you said, Chat GPT has made it access to information more accessible. Like we have access to more information, we have more access to understanding our markets better. We have access to understanding our business better. It's pushing the boundaries on everything, right? So one of the ways to ask better questions, I would say, is join Joy for Tribe if you're not in Joy for Tribe, because
Why y'all not in Joy for Tribe? Okay.
you're not in
I
Joy
mean, I don't know what else to tell them. I
for
don't. I show up every Monday. I don't. I mean, you're a six-figure earner. I mean, you're an example sitting here in front of me. I don't know what other proof they need that it works. But anyway, keep going.
it works. Right. Once you understand, you wouldn't know how to think at a higher level again once you're just, coming into the business, because all you know is how to be what we call in the E-Myth, if you've ever read that book, is a technician. All you know is to do what you do. You don't know how to think outside of that just as of yet until you get around mentors and coaches and experience. Experience is your teacher. But again, if you have that question to say, what are the steps that I need? What are the questions that I need to ask? Or what are the prompts that I need to ask to build a sustainable whatever type of business? It will literally take you step by step. Like it will give you questions to ask of yourself, to do your own SWOT analysis, to do your own planning for your own business. Like just you don't just have to have a team to do, planning for your business. You literally can plan yourself, right? So in order for it's more trial and error, but again, like once you get around high level thinkers, and then you have access to the type of things that you need to understand about your business, you'll be able to go deeper into the, well, why is this, or how do I do this? The strategy is what you have to focus on, the why and the who first, before you can do any of all this other stuff
Ooh,
we're
I
talking
love that.
about. All
I
the
love that.
you got to know why you're doing what you're doing and who you're doing it for. Because if not, everybody, like you say, everybody's not your customer. You just can't say, oh, I'm a life insurance agent, and think that the floodgates are going to open, because nobody cares that you're a life insurance agent. What can you do for me? Right?
Yeah.
And you need to find that person that you can do whatever you need to do for, offer whatever type of service, or speak to them in a different way that the next life insurance agent can't. And Chat GPT
Ooh.
can help you with that, help you
Ooh, I
understand.
love what you said. Speak to the target audience in a way that the other agent can't.
Right.
So you develop your own unique voice, which is what
Mhm.
AI allow you to do. You develop your own unique voice to where they recognize they, as in I feel like there's a spirit on there. There's an AI recognize your patterns of how you speak when
Mhm.
you're writing your content, and then write it more like in your tone of voice of how you speak.
Exactly.
Let's go. You're dropping so much. I'm just like I'm trying to get everything all at the same time. But go back. Thank you, Jesus. Go back to what we were talking about, asking better questions. Let's focus on that, because that's what the people came for. There's, before you ask better question, I think you said something. It's strategy. You got to know what the outcome you want based on the question you want to ask. Would you say?
Yes, definitely.
So when people say, "Oh my God, AI is going to take over insurance and taxes, and they're going to," for me, is I don't think that's correct. And again, you don't have to agree with me because we're both different opinions. So AI cannot take over a human mind because a mind is what direct the artificial intelligence to tell it what to do. If you don't give it a command, it's just sitting there till you're ready to give it a command. So when I hear people say, "Oh, copywriters," and so on and so forth, and it'll take over copywriting, I don't agree because again, you have to tell it what to do. You have to tell it that you need an IUL policy and insurance policy. You have to tell it what you need a final expense. You have to tell it you need a 1040 EZ. You have to tell it that it's a first time home buyer, you're on Zillow looking for whatever. But so you have to, someone said reverse engineer. I love it. Yes, you are the commander. What would you say to people who are in fear? Because we don't operate that inside of Joyful Tribe. We don't operate in that. But what would you say to people who are operating in fear, thinking this technology now is going to take over or replace humans?
Right.
Or
It's definitely take the word replace out, and it's going to what it does for you is change the way that you do. It's not going to replace your business. It's going to change the way that we do business. It's going to change the way that we operate. It's going to make it more efficient. Just like with the car. If you get in a car, if you don't turn the engine on, if you don't press the gas, it's not going anywhere. Even though it's a great, it's a great way to get from point A to point B. It changed the way that we travel. That's all AI is going to do right now is change the way that we do business. So we have to learn how to integrate with Chat GPT so that we can be more productive, more efficient, save us time because it will save you a lot of time, right? It's going to save you money so that you can invest more in growing your business, right? Yes, you may be able to do some copywriting. Some people say, "Oh, copywriters, they're going to replace copywriters." No, it's not because it's still not human. Even though it understands human language, people are still. You may be able to do the work, like ask for it to create you a social media strategy, but you're still going to need to. People are still going to need that human interaction. It's not. It's only going to make you more productive, more efficient, and make you more money so that you can be more creative, right? So I always tell people if you look at it as a replacement, if you're not a creative, if you're not an entrepreneur, it may replace you in terms of jobs. If you're working, yes, we do understand that there have been a lot of downsides when it comes to jobs, but if you know how to use the technology in whatever you do, how to increase your skill, how to increase your output, you be more faster, more efficient because that's what people want. More efficiency. If you know how to create yourself or recreate yourself and become more efficient with Chat GPT or artificial intelligence, you're going to be, you're not going to be replaced.
Oh, and then here's another thing that I think there's laborers and then there's thinkers or commanders of the laborers, right?
Mhm.
So my high level, if you are a high level thinker, high achiever, trailblazer, give me in the chat right now. If you know that you are set up to break generation curse, if you know you're set up to be a game changer, if you know you're the first in your family, first to go to college, first to start a business, give me in the chat. I want to make sure that I'm talking to the right people right now. Put me in the chat right now because I want to talk to y'all right now. You're the piece of people I'm here to talk to. If that's not you, I'm sorry, this live is not for you. If you know that this is your time, this is your season, if anything, this whole my losing my friend has taught me, this is the moment, this is the time. Y'all are the ones we want to talk to right now this second. I got a whole bunch of me coming in. The game changers, the trailblazers, the ones who are first start crazy enough to start a business, crazy enough to be an entrepreneur. The reason I want to have that conversation is that there are two parts. There are the laborers who will physically do the work, as in and that's the ones that the AI technology is replacing,
Mm.
right? The laborers, like let's say I'm at Burger King and the burger is making a burger,
Right.
right? Now the person who commanded it to do the burger is not being replaced, but the person who's doing the burger is being replaced, right? So therefore, my trailblazers, my game changers, my and I don't know if you're saying me and you haven't got your ticket. I don't know why. I don't know what I don't know because you trailblazers need to function in the same spot as where we are at Unleash Your Inner CEO. Now, the knowing this, I realized quickly that a high level thinker of knowing how to think outside the box, knowing how to think in abundance and prosperity, knowing how to shift our way of believing, our belief system, I know they can never be replaced because they're always they're thought leaders. So they're always looking for different ways. And I'm gonna give an example, Kimberly, for what I mean. If I put it, we're saying chat GTP, but there's copy AI, there's so many that's out there. There's a photo one. If you know the photo one, drop it in the chat. I can't think of it right now. That take your they say you don't have to do a photo shoot, but I don't like it because it don't look real. But but shout out to my photographers. Y'all are still doing your thing. Love y'all. But if what I'm saying is you're forced now to think at a higher level. You're forced now to think in because you can put in chat GTP saying write a social media post. Hope y'all got your Diva notebook and diamond pen. We're about to get in. We're about to get in right now. Give me y'all some notes. You can tell the chat GTP, because we're talking about that, you can tell chat GTP to write a social media post for people who need life insurance, right? Boom. And then they'll write a social media post. Now you can also tell chat GTP, write a social media post to family, two income family household who owns a home that is looking for life insurance and makes $600,000 a year. Y'all see the difference? Y'all see the difference? Write a social media post to families looking for life insurance. That was A. Write a social media post for two income household with kids that is own a home and makes $60,000 a year. That's completely different. That is completely different acts. That's a complete different questions that you're asking. The first one, part A of what I just said, it was just plain. Part B is what someone just said, specific. Okay, get y'all notebook. I told y'all gonna be learning some stuff tonight. So the more specific and clear you are on your acts, the better you arrive at your results. The problem is, Tanya, the problem is Kayla, Nikki, Carrie, the problem is Dolores, the problem is Catherine. It's hard for us to write part B of what I said if you're not in spaces that stretch you to think in that manner, to know what to ask. If you're surrounding in these experiences of people who think specifically, who think higher, think bigger, it's easier for you to use chat GTP because the whole goal is to level up your high thinking. I didn't say level up your money, because your money comes when you level up your thinking. So asking chat GTP to write a generic letter versus a specific letter in your own tone, that's the game changer. Would you say, because you use it more than me, so would you say that would be, what would you say to that? I'll start there. What would you say to that?
That's actually correct. Someone put it in the chat, prompt engineering. So you don't have to know all the answers as a entrepreneur. You are not supposed to know all the answers, but you need to know how to ask great questions. That's your job when it comes to chat GPT. And just like with the old saying, garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah.
You ask me a generic basic question, it's going to give you a generic basic answer. But if you understand, hey, I need to be specific, I need to, like with your elevator pitch, you need to talk about who you help, the problem that you solve, the service that you offer, and go into maybe some demographics and psychographics of the type of person that you want to help. Because the more specific you are with your avatar or with your questions, the better you're going to have a post. And then you can always rewrite it to your own language. Like I mentioned in the beginning, like you can, some people say, oh, well, even though it spits out content, it still sounds, robotic. You can literally train Chat GPT to write in your own voice. Like you can program it to say, hey, here's an example of social media posts that I've written in the past. Here's an example of emails that I've written in the past. Write this in my tone, and it will pick
Mm.
up your tone and write a social media post to your specific question.
Ooh, I hope y'all are getting this. I hope y'all are really, really. I hope y'all getting y'all tickets, and I hope y'all are getting this. And I hope y'all sign up for Master Your Message tomorrow at 7 p.m. because knowing the message of what to post require you knowing what to ask, right? So here's another thing, Kimber. So we talk about number one, be more specific in your accent and be more clear. Well, not back up. We talk about surrounding your space with high level thinkers so you can ask better questions. That's the whole goal. If you didn't get anything else tonight, is where you surround yourself, the book you read, the people you hang around. That will change your level of thinking. I have a 10-year-old son, and his conversations with me are beyond like, and it's only because he's in the environment of listening me speak to my clients and people and my traveling and the things that I do. He's around it. He's not even in entrepreneurs. He's 10, but just being in the space and that environment where you're leveling up your thinking, you're leveling up your abundance level, you're expanding your growth, right? Whatever goal you have for yourself, financial goal, health goal, mental goal, double it, because and it should scare you. So that's the first thing, is really finding out how do I get in a space where I can think in a higher level? Because if you can't start from the root of that, it's a waste of time. Tag your business bestie that need to hear this. Because you go and say garbage in, garbage out. So that's the first step, right? Whether it's books, whether it's coaching, right? And that's why I'm never worried about Chat GTP, because it cannot have my brain. So, I know how to take the tool and create whatever I need for it to create using my high level thinking. Mm-hmm. The next thing is you said that's number one. The next thing you said, be specific with the acts, right? So now that you invested in being in environment that provide that, the next thing is be specific in your acts instead of asking general questions, right? Mm-hmm. And number three, I'm going to add to that. I hope y'all are taking notes. Number three, I'm going to add to that, Kimberly, what I did see is also you can continue a trail of conversation. So for example, if you are writing a book, let's say you want to write a book, we have Tamara Mitchell is coming to our conference. She's going to talk about how to use your financial expertise and write your book and use your money to make books, we ain't just about this commission over here. So and so you're writing a book, so you can either have them write, okay, chapter one, I'm gonna run them write this, and then the next day you don't have to start a new trend again. You can continue from that same trend and just keep adding on to that book. Can you kind of clear that up and elaborate that? Because some people think you just have a topic, write it, and you're done, but you can actually keep going with that topic. Is that correct?
You can, because it's a conversation. It's a natural language. It's a system, so it allows you to have a conversation with the robot. That's pretty much what it is. You're having a conversation. So once you say, for instance, you're asking it to suggest potential business niches based on my interest in finance, right? And it gives you those potential, those different niches. Like maybe you're starting a business and you want to find out the most profitable markets in that particular industry. And then once you ask it that question, then you can go back and say, okay, great, thank you. You can even talk to it. I say thank you.
Yes. Yes. I don't know if you're gonna like that early. Yeah. Listen, why we're saying, if you're just joining us, we're talking about how financial professionals are using AI technology to generate six figures.
Mhm.
Come on in, tell us who you are, tell us what you do. Go ahead, and this is interactive chat. We go live every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time inside of our group. If you're
Mhm.
not in our group, go to joinsherry.com for our group. That's super, super easy. Just make sure you go to joinsherry.com. And we have the beautiful Kimberly, who is a taxpreneur, and she is also speaking at Unleash Your Inner CEO, and her expertise will be speaking on the earth. She was one of the earliest one that got the opportunity to embrace AI and chat GTP. So we have amazing people who have insider knowledge that we don't have, but this is what we are bringing to the conference in July 15 in Orlando, Florida.
Yeah.
Something, Kimberly, I want to talk about really quick, because I cannot leave here without talking about plagiarism
Oh.
and copyright
Mhm.
when it comes to chat GTP.
Mhm.
When it comes to chat GTP, let's talk about, yes, it's great that it can create content and so on, but we talk about writing a book. How do we get around the idea that the content that is written, because from what I was hearing, chat GTP is pretty much content of so many different people that's put in different things, and it just create its own thing. With that being said, how do we make sure that we get around? Because even my son was doing an assignment, his teacher was like, y'all are not allowed to use chat GTP. I'm like, oh, this teacher, because they'll put in a plagiarism checklist. So how do we get around that?
So there are other AI apps that allow you to take your output, put it into those apps, and then you can actually it'll do a plagiarism checker to it'll automatically do it for you, like
Okay.
within minutes. And that's something that I'm definitely going to talk about um, at the Unleash Your Inner CEO conference. But there are several apps that you can use to make sure that you're not, using the same information or is not being plagiarized. But again, if you think about it, if you ask specific questions, it's almost impossible to plagiarize if
Okay.
you know how to ask those questions.
I love that, because you're asking a question in your own unique way. So the
Mhm.
way I ask a question about taxes and the way you ask a question about taxes is going to be different, and we're not asking the exact same questions. I want to go back to something you said, y'all. This is good. Put good in the chat if you're learning something today. Good, good, good in the chat if you're learning something today. Um, I wanted she said, because the teacher has an app to check too. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Put good in the chat if you're learning something today. Oh God, I was getting ready to say I'm about to lose it. But I wanted to kind of go back to something that you said when it comes to, we got to make sure that we look at AI as more of embracing it. Like, they work for us, not we work for them,
Right.
right? They work for us. And because, do you see it going? Where do you see this technology go as far as the financial industry? Where do you see this technology going? Because remember, just a few months ago, if you told someone to do an app or do to a life insurance policy on an app, the uplines and life insurance agency would tell you, no, you're crazy. No, you got to go to that person's house. You got to sit with them and do that app. And then right after COVID, technology changed overnight to where we're able to write policies on Zoom, over the Zoom, or over a tele policy. That is completely new in technology. So based on what I just say, in your opinion, and the first founder of using those technology, where do you see AI going? Where do you see
So
that happen in our industry?
it is what it is. Artificial intelligence is here to stay. So some people are like, oh, it's this, they have, their own biases against it, but don't get left behind. Do not get left behind because you have a personal vendetta against artificial intelligence. If you are a creator, if when you're an entrepreneur, you are a creator. So this is ChatGPT is a way for you to make an extraordinary amount of money because a lot of people, believe it or not, a lot of people still haven't even heard of it. And if they've heard of it, they don't know the power of it. That's why businesses are, like you said, if you're a laborer, businesses are adapting this into their whole business model. So that lets you know, like, we always have to take and look at what the big businesses are doing, like, the bigger businesses, how they are operating in their businesses. Us as small business owners, we have to look at that. Like, we can't ignore it. If they're like creating whole customer service departments just from chat GPT, but they may have, you know, people who still are answering the phones, but they're using chat GPT to answer the questions, or they're putting chat bots into their businesses. We have to follow the trend, right?
Mm,
So
mm.
we have to, we can't ignore it. So we need to figure out how we can also generate quick answers to questions, how we can train a virtual assistant through artificial intelligence, how we can write better copy, social media, blog posts, write email campaigns, our client onboarding process. We can do all of this through artificial intelligence. So our job right now is to find out ways that we can also increase efficiency in our small businesses the same way large corporations are adapting to this technology. It's not going anywhere.
Oh, yes, it's not going to. I think because even the in financial industry who did not want to go to Zoom because
Mhm.
they know it's a higher conversion when you're in front of somebody and writing a policy for them, they end up having to embrace it whether they want to or not. I remember what I was getting ready to say when you're talking about the Chat GTP and Copy AI and all these AI technologies sound like a robot. Um, would you recommend, even if it is a robot, being able to, again, high value thinking,
Mhm.
take out certain things, put your own spin on this robotish thing, right? So because they already wrote the content for you. The problem was writing the content,
Mhm.
right? So now you got content. Now you still complain, right? So we're still allergic to excuses. So would you, even if it is robotic, don't we have the option to copy it and change it and do what we need to do to make
Right,
it
we do. We do. There are prompts that you can give it prompts to improve the language that it gives you your suggestions in. So that it's like you can add a few sentences to your prompts. Like create a social media post, like you said. Let's take your example. Create a social media post for what you said. You can then also say, write this in a fun, casual tone. Like there's different tones that you can add. Write this in a conversational, relatable style. Write this in an entertaining tone. Write this so that a fifth grader can understand this. Return your response with only one sentence. Write this as a Twitter post. Write this as a LinkedIn post. Write this as a list. Write this in table format. We can create the way, I mean, we can recreate the prompts and the way that it actually, returns our information to us through improving the way that improving the language that it gives us our answers in.
love it. Y'all, I'm sold. I don't know what else. I know Tanya said, can you share some apps with us in the AI that small businesses can use? That's something she says. I also know that she will be given
Yeah.
those information too in full detail, all, including the apps and all that at Unleash Your Inner CEO in Orlando. I can't say that enough. Like this is just amazing because even we have a Friday workshop day for our VIPers, and that are some of the things that we're going to help them ask better questions on Friday. If you have the VIP ticket, we got some people that sign up for VIP. So do you have some app you recommend? I think Tanya wanted an app, and I think I said some app or Copy AI. This what was her question? She said, "Can you share some apps in AI that small business can use?" And I think I said that one of them was Copy AI, Chat GTP. I was still trying to think of the other one. I was is the photographer one. The
Yeah,
people use.
there's one. What is it? Oh my God, I can't. It's so many apps. Like, but I have a list. One of the things that I'm going to give everyone is a list of like five. It's between 100 and 500 lists of AI apps that most people don't even know about that you can use.
Honey, I only know about four. So if you giving people at the conference 100 lists of,
Hmm.
of, of apps that they don't know about to make their life efficient and make it easy without sacrificing their family time, let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go. And because people don't realize even Canva, right?
Is a
Canva has its own
hmm
AI,
Yep.
right? You can tell Canva to create a document for you. So all I can say, y'all, based on high value thinking, be more specific, have the virtual assistant know your voice, know your knowledge. We talk about plagiarism, be making sure you use a plagiarized checker. And we also talk about creating a copy to make your own, even if it sound mundane, making it more fun. She said, Dawn AI. Yes, Dawn AI is the picture one that everyone is using instead of hiring a photographer, which I promise I have not seen one of them that I like yet. I'm going to be honest with those photo AI. So still just get good headshots. Just go ahead.
Yeah,
She's Team
they
Canva for
look a little they look fake. Even the talking head ones. Uh,
Yes, yeah, in my opinion, but with 100 and something plus app that we're giving away at the conference, that should be enough for people to say yes. Kimberly, oh my goodness, you have gave us so much stuff, so much information. Tell us something that you want the people to know about you.
well, I, I'm I, I don't know. I always say is I am grateful to Sherry and her Joyful Tribe Academy for allowing me to understand my strategy. Without my strategy, I wouldn't even be able to navigate Chat GPT the way that I do or have implemented it in my business because I wouldn't ever like how you do one thing is how you do most things. So even with the strategy and the framework for my service, I do a strategy and framework for everything in my business, and now that's why I know how to implement it into Chat GPT, and let it be my virtual assistant or let it help me with my onboarding process. I always have to know the why and the who first. So I'm just
Mhm.
I can't even express enough how just learning how to create a framework in my business has led me to all of this, you know.
Wow. Yeah. Notice I said, tell me something about you. And then she started talking about how amazing Joyful Tribe Builder Academy is, right? And that's not even what I asked her. But I thank you. I thank you. If you want to meet Kimberly in person, she will be at Unleash Your Inner CEO in July 15th and 14th and 15th if you're in VIP. And she will be there in person, giving us more detail for financial professionals. The reason why having this topic was so important to me, we literally sit down with a team and pick every single speaker because we wanted to make sure that you make money, but without sacrificing your family time. So we were trying to figure out who can we bring in to teach you the secrets of how to not just make money, but make multiple streams of income, not just make money from writing a commission or writing a tax policy, but what else? Are you using all of your God-given talents? Are you setting up your treasure in heaven? What are you going to do with it? You going to take them to the grave with you? But because when you're in the financial industry, you're probably just using one of your talent. But being able to write a book and being able to use Chat GTP to write the book, all of that was intentional. So there's no mistake of who we brought in and what we're going to do. So I'm excited to have Kimberly as one of our speakers at the upcoming conference. I'm excited that we have the opportunity to talk, but I want to leave y'all with this before we hop off. Notice the one thing, the takeaway I want you to take away with this: Chat GTP starts with high level thinking. Chat GTP starts with high level thinking, because how, like Kimberly, you just said it, you said how you do one thing is how you do everything. So knowing what to say, knowing what to ask, and knowing what to ask mean you're thinking in a way that is conducive to the results you desire. And that's hard to do when your mind is not rewired to attract the desire that you have. I was listening to TD Jakes this morning, and he was talking about you believe God can, but you don't believe God can, because we believe, because we go to church every Sunday, right? We speak about God, we go to church every Sunday, but our action to take action on what we believe, we don't move. So there's no way we could really believe if we don't take action. So I think what I walk away with tonight, and you tell me in the chat, what is one thing you walk away with tonight? And I believe what I'm walking away with tonight is the fact that, number one, it starts with my belief system and how I feel. Because if you're not thinking in the level of who your target market is, right? because you're like, there's no way those people going to pay me. There's no way they're going to pay me at that level. You're going to put in the chat GTP, oh, post on social media. Give me a post on social media for families that want their taxes done. Small business that want their taxes done. But if you're in a high level thinking, if your mind is rewired, you're going to go deeper and said post on social media for business owners who have a family, that have kids, that is making over 100,000 a year. Post on social media about their pain point, or write a post for social media about what their pain points or challenges they may be going through and how I can help them. Two different acts. And when you condition of how to act better, it's a game changer. So Kimberly, before we hop off, tell us who you are and how they can find you.
All right. My name is Kimberly Fowler. I'm a tax professional who helps other tax professionals start, run, and grow their own independent tax business. And I help experienced tax professionals build their tax business and get more customers and sales in their business through our profitable tax problem solving framework. You can go to Facebook, Kimberly Fowler. We're already on Facebook. You can just click on Kimberly Fowler and follow me there. Or you can go to Instagram at Tax Pro Kim. Yeah, I did at Tax Pro Kim.
Tax Pro Kim. Awesome. I'm excited, y'all. One more time. Thank you. Show Kimberly some love in the chat for taking time out of her schedule. If you want to meet her in person, like I said, she'll be at Unleash Your Inner CEO. The next thing is we want to talk about the fact that get your tickets, go to unleashyourinnerceo.com. It's for women who are in insurance, finance, and service-based business. We want to create a space for you because I got tired of going to conferences where we weren't represented. So I created my own. And we have some amazing speakers that will be speaking. We just dropped that Colleen with CEO Chicks. She will be in the house talking about business and ministry. So we're just pulling out nonstop. Kimberly, they're showing you love. Denise is also a tax professional. You guys should meet in person. That's also good. She says, today I post about stop leaving your old 401k behind and compare it to leaving money with your ex. I love it.
Your name.
Leon, any specific question before we hop off? I want to make sure. I'm sorry, I didn't take any questions. Be specific with chat to get your desired results. Okay, yes. Be specific, very detailed with chat GTP to get your desired result. Exactly. Yes, that was exactly the takeaway that I got today as well. All right, guys, tomorrow we start our first our masterclass 3-day challenge. Masterclass starts tomorrow at 7. Master your message. It will not be in the group. It will only be on Zoom. So make sure you grab your ticket. Go to joyfultribebuilder.com. Any questions before I hop off? I'm just going through the questions to make sure. Thank you, Kimberly, so much. Your abundance and prosperity. I love it. They're showing Kimberly some love. And yeah, meet her at the conference. All right, that's all I got.
All right,
you, Kimberly, what's your favorite quote to end out?
Life happens for you, not to you.
Life happens for you, not to you. Ladies and gentlemen, we out. Have a good day. It's your girl, Sherry Summer-Bell. We appreciate you joining us tonight. Make sure you grab your ticket. Thank you for tuning in today. And again, thank you for showing love. If you're inside of our group, I will see you on our masterclass at 7 p.m. tomorrow. Have a good night. God bless.